Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I see there are a lot of people with us right now, so welcome back to the Top Voices channel and our Community Talk series. My name is Sofia, and I'm so happy to introduce our guest today. It's Anthony Tsivarev, Vice President of Ecosystem Development at Ton Foundation. And I think we can start. The topic for today, product launches inside platform and most common GTM mistakes of early stage founders. So I'm really excited of upcoming webinar. I think it will be very interesting. So let's get started. Anthony, please, the stage is yours.
Sure. Thanks. Hi everyone. I'm happy to be here. I hope my kind of presentation and this webinar will be quite useful for you because today we're going to talk about something that looks simple from outside, but sometimes, especially early stage founders, deeply misunderstood. So product launches inside platforms and the most common go-to-market mistakes. Um, so many teams believe platforms are shortcuts. Here I'm talking about Telegram, WeChat, or maybe VK. So because here's access to millions of users, and of course built-in distribution, social graph, etc., and also instant scale. But in reality, when we're talking about such kind of ecosystems, they are not shortcuts; they are amplifiers. Because if your product works, they accelerate you. If it doesn't, they expose it faster. And over the last years, I have seen both outcomes many times. Um, but first of all, let me also tell you more about my background for context. I used to be a director of super application development at VK. VK is kind of largest social network in Eastern Europe, similar to Facebook, and launched VK Mini Apps platform. Here we had we it reached kind of 50 million monthly active users, roughly half of VK's monthly audience. I also launched more than 10 different startups on this platform inside this ecosystem. Now I'm a VP of ecosystem development at Ton Foundation. So Ton is a kind of blockchain layer for Telegram. And here I drive adoption of Telegram mini apps developer platform among, first of all, free developers. So, but as a result, I have been on both sides, kind of platform development and mini app development. So let's start. First of all, let's define what does it mean, kind of platform. So good examples of such platforms is kind of Telegram, WeChat, WhatsApp, VK, and many others. So, and typical ecosystem stack of such platforms is a mini app layer. So it means that you can integrate your application or your business inside kind of large ecosystem or super apps. Also, typically ecosystems have own distribution logic. Just for example, if you're talking about, for example, Telegram, in Telegram you have channels, chats, stories, etc. So your application can use different mechanics to be visible for users. And of course, built-in identity and payments layers. So you can easily unlock kind of payment solution, e-com, etc., thanks to such kind of platforms. Um, so, but also that means that when you launch inside a platform, you're entering a existing behavior system, because here users already communicate, share, read, maybe even pay or play if they have games. So, and your product must plug into that behavior. Um, so, and here I want to kind of emphasize difference between mini apps and standalone applications. So when we're talking about mini apps, it's easy to build because mostly it's about HTML5 stack. It's also, but I also need to integrate into existing UI and user experience of super apps like systems, platforms. Good news is also kind of social by default. So you have a lot of embedded social environment mechanics. And yes, once again, kind of you have no need to think about kind of registration, signups, payments, etc., because you have also kind of built-in solutions from systems. But when we are talking about standalone application, if you want to compare with mini apps, usually it's expensive development, but you have control over user experience, user interfaces, data. And here we're talking more about classic go-to-market strategy. I mean, paid user acquisition, etc. So yes, the technical difference matters for sure, but the real difference is how you grow, because standalone growth is more about traffic acquisition, paid traffic, while platform growth is more about behavior design. So this is a kind of large shift in product design, and also marketing design. Um, so yeah, let's talk about that. So as you can see, when we're talking about classic go-to-market strategy, typically you have four stages: acquisition, funnel, optimization, and scale. So because you need to buy traffic, you need to optimize conversion, and as well, kind of scale budgets. But if I'm talking about the ecosystem go-to-market strategy, for example, for mini apps, it's a little bit different. It's more about behavior design. So we need to understand what's going on with inside this ecosystem. Because, for example, Telegram is more about Messenger, WeChat is more about social network and also Messenger, etc., etc. So you need to understand patterns and user experience in such on platforms, and understand how to use it. Um, Also, if, here we need to think about social loops. So, because usually growth of mini apps comes from social mechanics, and also you need to think about retention, because algorithms amplify strong engagement in such products. So, and if retention is weak, the platform will not push you. But meantime, platform reward density of engagement. So you need to understand such kind of things when you think about, okay, how am I going to go to market? How am I going to distribute my application to users? Um, so yeah, and here's really kind of big thing. Kind of inside social platforms, virality beats paid acquisition. Just for example, in Telegram ecosystem Ton, we had really good use case, success story, Notcoin team. So it was they attracted over 60 million users just maybe 1 or 2 months or something like that. It's a short period of time, huge demand from users, and they reported that 94% of users came from referrals, not from ads, not from store placement, just from friends inviting friends. So yes, and of course, almost all social mechanics works better when users have a clear motivation to take this action. Um, so yeah, this is how you should design your kind of also marketing strategy, product strategy. You need to think about such kind of things, how you can unlock sharing opportunities inside the application. So I also prepared several examples which you can utilize in your mini apps if you're thinking about building on top of such platforms. So one really good thing is deep link referrals. So the most effective growth lever on mini apps is referral links. Yes, each user gets a unique link. They share it. You attribute new users with this link, and also you reward engagement. This is kind of simple thing, but also you need to think about motivation. So why would someone share? So here I see four different kind of points. First of all, it could be about money. Maybe I can share just to get some promo code or discount, whatever. But also it could be about status. I can share because somehow it put me in the right light, something like that. Also, it could be about competition or maybe some community engagement, whatever. So, but what is the most important? Without motivation, the referral systems fail. So think about it. But yeah, definitely, it's really kind of huge thing, especially kind of Notcoin, Hubs.com. But I've seen a lot of examples like that, and especially when we're talking about kind of social platforms, social kind of systems. Yes, this is the most important thing. The second good use case, an example, is direct sharing and stories. Here also we will talk about Telegram, but actually I think it works for any platforms, VK, WeChat, or even WhatsApp. So, for example, in Telegram, we have in kind of you can direct in chat, you can unlock direct in chat sharing of achievements, some challenges, or maybe moments, stories, and yes, in combination of these two channels creates a multiplier touch points for viral spread. Just for example, just also case study, we also prepare something for you from our system. So, Banana Meta achieved a really huge value of key factor. This key factor is about virality of your application. So pros, they achieved thanks to stories. So mechanic was really simple, kind of. You need to grow a banana, challenge with your friend, generate a kind of quite instant comparison image, and share the stories. That's it. Kind of. It was kind of massive viral spread driven by combination of humor, aga, and of course visibility. So and as you can see here, kind of it's really kind of simple loop. You just need kind of feel this vibe of community of users, etc., etc. But yeah, it works very well. Um, Another good thing that I have seen in different startups and products is how they treat KOLs. I mean, influencers, key opinion leaders, etc., and creators. So, kind of, you also can allow people to form squads inside your application. Just for example, if you're talking about game or maybe some game mechanics, so you can say, okay, each user can create own squad, invite friends, and compete with each other, etc. So it's really kind of powerful thing, especially for engagement with KOLs. If you design it properly, they become a kind of distribution tools that converts own audience into your application, into your players or users. So because creators gain traffic, so this squad rises in rankings, followers join to support them. It's as also as a result they also earn rewards. So maybe token distribution if you're talking about Web3, or maybe some offline, online kind of digital goods from application and business side. So and what is the most important, they also feel community. So they're not just playing for themselves; they're representing the creator, influencer, or community, whatever. So yes, it's also quite powerful thing. If you're thinking about okay, how we can engage audience of KOLs on different kind of channels, groups, etc., on specific platform, yeah, this is really kind of great good to go kind of strategy here. And one more thing. Um, so yeah, just want to kind of emphasize that when we're talking about mini apps, so the most powerful thing is kind of social and viral and game mechanics. So and leaderboards is one of the good way to engage audience. So you shouldn't kind of skip competitive mechanics. So focus on small groups, maybe local competitions where players can see challenge their friends. Just for example, as you know, right now is quite popular trend of prediction markets. For example, you compete with friends on prediction of oil price or maybe match results, etc., etc. It's really fun thing. It's really kind of fun thing, kind of to play with your friends. So yeah, and here, yeah, definitely you can use kind of leaderboard mechanics for that. And also kind of, as you can see, there kind of a list of different options what you can do. But yeah, kind of because small group dynamics triggers strong emotion for users, and then also emotion drives repeat behavior, and kind of and here you you can consider it like a psychological outcome for end user. Um, yes, and now, so yeah, this was a kind of this was a kind of set of different best practices that I have seen in different projects. So if feel free to kind of use it, experiment with that, because to be honest, I see a generation of kind of uh, I mean, new iterations every time and every year of such kind of mechanics. So you can play with that, you can optimize it, you can kind of tune it, etc. So, and as a result, what is ideal launch inside platforms? I would say there are two stages when we're talking about launch. First of all, pre-launch. So on the pre-launch stage, you need to kind of design a native social loop and plug into existing platform behavior. So you need to understand what is kind of audience of specific super app. You need to understand what they're doing, how they use application, etc., etc. And you need to understand how they can natively be onboarded into application and why they should be. It shouldn't be kind of radical user experience for them. So it should be kind of be seamless and be logical for them. So and of course, you on the pre-launch stage, you need to remove friction to near zero. Okay, thanks to platform, thanks to super apps, as I said before, you have identity layer. So it means that you have no need to ask users to sign up, proceed some submission forms, etc. So you already uh, have information about users. You can optimize onboarding flow as much as possible. So, but meantime, you also need to somehow educate your user just to help him help a user understand value from your application, from your projects. So, and after that, when you kind of um, did a good job on this stage, first of all, social loops, social mechanics, game mechanics, also good onboarding flow. After that, you can start with launch stage. So on launch stage, I would recommend you to start with one tight loop. So because you need to understand, I mean, you need to answer a question why a user should use your application. So, and you have no need to build a lot of features. Just one strong feature will be enough. And yes, and as result, you need to validate retention before scale. So, because if you have really great retention, kind of you will unlock platform opportunities. So, yeah, scale density, not installs on the beginning of the stage. You will kind of care about that a little bit later. So, yeah, and as a result, kind of remember one simple thing: no retention, no platform boost, no growth. So, because platforms amplify strong engagement, they do not create it. Uh, and finally, top five common mistakes. Mm, kind of number one: confusing access to distribution with guaranteed growth. Yes, kind of platform provide potential and opportunities. They they don't automate traffic. So instead of that, you have built-in social mechanics. You just need to think about how to use it, how to emphasize, how to utilize it as much as possible. This is a kind of key difference when we're talking about comparison of mini apps and standalone applications. Second thing is about building features instead of loops. Um, I have seen a lot of times when kind of early teams overbuilt. I mean, they launch kind of a lot of screens inside the application, a lot of mechanics, complex logic. Instead of asking one simple question, what is repeatable user action? Uh, because platforms reward loops, not kind of future, not features. Um, yes. So, and of course, kind of ignoring retention and chasing the installs. Yes, retention is a core metric when we're talking about building apps on platforms. So, kind of this should be your north star. If you have a great retention, it will be much easier for platform to scale you. You can consider it as kind of as a reels, short videos in Instagram or TikTok, right? If you have really great results in terms of user engagement, platforms will amplify you and make it visible for everyone. So, but first of all, everything starts with retention and engagement. Yeah. Next mistake is not being platform native. Um, yeah, some mini apps feel like websites inside super apps. Kind of heavy onboarding, external user experience, no native sharing, no use of built-in identity or payments. So because and this is a really bad thing. If your product ignores the platform native behavior, users feel friction immediately, and friction kills growth. So yeah, they kind of if you want to build something, no need to integrate your website in such platforms. No, instead of that, I would recommend you just to build a simple MVP, but native as much as possible. Yes, kind of, yeah, kind of. And the last one, underestimating algorithmic distribution. Um, Yes, inside platforms, you also should be aware about platform changes because distribution rules can be changed. Also, ranking can be new, or maybe discovery mechanics evolve. So, yes, you building inside someone else's system, so that requires awareness. You need to understand how to adapt the application, or maybe how to use new opportunities, etc. So, um, yes, as adults, why build inside platforms? Um, so, thanks to platforms, thanks to super apps, you have instant access to large audience. You have built-in social graph, viral mechanics, social mechanics, native identity and payments layers. As a result, you have lower customer acquisition cost, faster time to market because of simple development, higher viral potential, and network effects from day one. This is a kind of really kind of capital efficient thing, but it works only if you design correctly. Correctly. So, yes, uh, yeah. Let me leave you with one core idea. So, mini app go to market is not about buying traffic. Um, it's about designing behavior so you can be easily I know unlock 100 million users without any kind of paid marketing. So it's possible. I have seen a lot of times. So but so you just need to kind of uh, focus on retention, focus on social mechanics, understand why people should use your application. So you have no need to optimize by traffic or whatever. So you just need to optimize social dynamics and engagement for your application. Um, yeah, and the kind of teams that survive inside platforms usually they obsess over retention, um, design intentional loops, understand platforms. I mean distribution layer, traffic mechanics, etc., and move fast and adapt. Yeah, because platforms are powerful, but they're not magic. But they reward constructors, they reward engagement. So they can be a really great partner for you, but it should be kind of win-win situation. So because they don't kind of create a unicorn startup for you, so no, but they can definitely help you here. Um, Yeah, I think that's it on my side. I hope it will be quite useful for you and you will find some good insights in terms of mini apps development from this webinar. So yeah, and I'm happy to answer some questions from you.
Thank you very much for the webinar. It was really very interesting and I think very useful for our audience as well. So yes, we are ready to go to the Q&A session. There are a lot of questions already, so be ready to answer all of it. Okay, I can start from the first one. Anthony, when should we choose platform launch versus standalone product?
Yeah, uh, I think that maybe key difference here is about um, time to market and cost of development, and also and okay, and the last one is also about social engagement. So if you have enough resources, of course, you can build a standalone application. But sometimes, if we're talking about startups, it's much easier for teams to test ideas inside ecosystems. Why? Because just for example, also we have kind of a really good trend with AI right now and vibe coding. So you can easily build an application just 1 hour or maybe 1 day and share it with friends and test your hypothesis and understand, okay, does it work or not? So you can, and as a result, in 3 months, you can test, I don't know, 100 different ideas. And thanks to kind of distribution of Telegram or, or other super app like system, so you can test ideas and find one that have really great potential with good feedback from community. And after that, okay, you can invest more into development. So, but how to do it? So you also need to kind of understand how to use a social graph inside the application. So, but in some cases, you have no need. I mean, in some cases, you can't do it for some reason. So it's better. In this case, it's better to play with standalone. But my recommendation for startups, yeah, test your ideas inside mini apps. It's really kind of simple, and you can unlock a lot of good distribution thanks to that. And after that, you can decide, okay, yeah, I have a good idea, I have a good feedback, then I can think about standalone application.
Yeah, it's a good idea to get more feedback and then
Yeah.
proceed. Okay, thank you very much. We have another question. The Teresa said, like, great topic, thank you. The question is, what is the biggest mistake founders make when entering ecosystems?
Um, yeah, I think some founders think that ecosystems owe them traffic. So, because kind of ecosystems platforms, they're not about they can kind of scale your. I mean, they can't create some retention and engagement in your application. But they can kind of provide some opportunities, platform kind of features, or maybe access to social graph, etc. But it works only if you understand how to properly design your application. Without that, it doesn't work. So yes, I think mistake number one that you think that uh, kind of kind of in ecosystems someone will bring you users. Now just you need to do it, but ecosystem can provide you some features, I mean some opportunities, some tools for that. So but yeah, I think I would like to say this is kind of mistake number one for founders. Yeah.
Okay, I think this next question will be very logical to continue your idea. How should founders think about platform risks?
Platform risks, uh yes, kind of course you depend on someone's ecosystem. Uh, for example, there could be uh, low changes or something else. Or so yes, you have these risks. Um, but meantime, you also inside the systems you have kind of fast time to market. So yeah, I like to say that um, kind of it's better maybe to build a brand outside of ecosystems, but a little bit later, maybe 1 year or something like that, when you reach a kind of massive number of users. But, but at the beginning, it doesn't make. I mean, at the beginning, it's too complicated. No need to think about that. So, but yeah, if you're kind of mature startup, if you're a mature project, yeah, it's better to think about, okay, having a lot of users. Maybe it's time to think about how I can build my brand and use cases outside of some systems, just to make sure that I can mitigate risks in case of something. But overall, I think risks here is more about kind of mature products for early startups. It's kind of over engineering.
Mhm. Okay, thank you very much. The next question from Billy. What data should be tracked if access is limited?
Yeah, I can't say access is limited because, to be honest, why? Because uh, usually when we talk about mini apps, you have this HTML5 stack of technologies. You can integrate Google Analytics or any other platforms that you like to. And yes, of course, I'm typically you have enough as a product manager. In terms of data, uh, but should we what we should track? So here I would like to say retention first of all, and an end user audience, user behavior. So this is kind of the most important part for any founder, any product manager. Think about that. So I believe that almost all platforms provide access to such kind of data. Yeah.
Okay. The next question is what do you think? What kills mini apps?
Um, Sometimes, as I said before, kind of social graph, mechanics is a king, but
Mhm.
meantime, it can kill you. Why? Because sometimes, as a founder of mini app, I can oversell value or maybe too much hype, and as a result, kind of users have constant kind of expectation from you, really high level expectation, and sometimes you can't even deal with that. So yes, you need to be really careful with this part, with some expectations, etc., etc. But meantime, you also need to kind of without that, without social kind of engagement, without social mechanics, it also can be really bad for your product. So you need to balance different things here. But yeah, so you need to think about social engagement. Without that, you will be killed. Or also, you think you need to be careful with some expectations, because too much hype, too much expectations can also kill you.
Thank you. I think this next question is about mini apps as well. How do we know if launching inside a platform even makes sense of us?
Yeah, I think I have covered this topic at the beginning. So yeah, think about that once again. Kind of really cheap, kind of cost of development. Uh, Kind of if you understand how to build social mechanics, if you understand how to unlock access to existing distribution, so for sure it's kind of really great thing for you. But if you want to build, I don't know, software as a service platform, some kind of enterprise solution, for sure there's no need to think about such kind of systems. Yeah, you definitely need to choose another road. But yeah, if you especially if you're thinking about entertainment,
Mhm.
Yes, I think building apps products inside such social products could be really beneficial for you.
Thank you very much. I think we have one more question. What signals tell you a product will scale inside a platform?
With scale, it depends on stage. So if you're talking about, of course, already launched product, yeah, I think that I can just usually typically I ask teams about retention rates, a key factor. Yeah, if I see really great numbers, it for me it's quite clear and obvious it's going to be kind of exponential growth. If you're talking about idea stage, here I think um, I quite I have seen a lot of products and a lot of startups, and usually I have some kind of internal feeling. Yeah, it's gonna work. I like the vibe, like idea, etc. I can't say that it's easy to kind of say specific
Intuition.
signal here or whatever. But I think, oh yeah, I know. If you share this idea with your friend and your friends and they like it, yeah, I think it's a good signal. Definitely, you need to think about it. So, but you should ask your friends. Be honest, because sometimes they can be too polite for you,
Yeah.
and and you will spend a lot of time on building a sync idea.
What
But
about some technical signals? No, just feedback
well,
from friends.
no, maybe just kind of you should be kind of be able to execute it fast. If you can do it, because sometimes yes, kind of teams would like to overbuild, over engineer something, and they can say, "Oh yeah, we'll spend 1 year to build to test this idea." Okay, Th- no, doesn't make sense. And because even a good idea, you need to iterate several times, and execution and time is really kind of important here. But yeah, kind of yeah, that's it. Kind of just internal feedback.
Okay. So looks like we covered all of questions. Thank you very much, Anthony, for answering all of them and for leading such interesting webinar for us. And I think feel free to contact with Anthony to answer more questions and asking him in LinkedIn. So all of links you can be found in the description below, and subscribe to the Top Voices to be updated on upcoming events. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank
Yeah,
you once again.
thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Sophia,
Thank
to
you very
invite me.
much.
So yeah, I hope it
Yeah.
will be. It was kind of insightful and really helpful for founders.
Thank you very much. So we hope to see you next time as well. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.